Oh yeah, my name's Chris Ray. I'll be hosting tonight, in case you haven't figured that out yet. I should probably warn you guys right up front. People have described my comedy as like if Brian Posehn and Stephen Wright had a baby. Not the baby itself, but like if you had to watch those two guys fuck. So you guys need to prepare for that. I'll start off right off. Do you guys know the game Marry, Fuck, Kill? You guys ever play that game? Someone throws out 3 names, you say which one you'd marry, which one you'd fuck, which one you'd kill. I was playing it on Twitter the other day, so it's just MFK, because you got character limits. And I don't think ahead, so I was playing with a bunch of female comics I know in Chicago, and they threw out names like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, and Slash, and Axl Rose. And I'm not only straight, but I have some taste in music. So I didn't want to marry or fuck any of those guys. So without thinking, I quickly responded, K, K, K. Yeah, 5 minutes after posting that, I was offered a cabinet position in the Trump administration. So if this doesn't work out tonight, I got something to fall back on. So, oh shit. What else is there? I used to watch a lot of documentaries about alien abductions. If you guys ever I was fascinated by abductions, but I was terrified of like getting taken up and getting the anal probe. Now that I'm older, though, I realize how silly that is, because the scary part is when you get back down to earth and your insurance company finds out you had a procedure done without pre-authorization. I don't know what I would have done if they'd been out of network, but oh man. Oh. Could you imagine, like, the way healthcare is these days? I'm afraid we're about 2 years away from the alien anal probe being the only thing we can afford. Could you imagine you get abducted by aliens and 2 weeks later they abduct you again, but this time they don't wipe your memory? It's just like a gray alien sitting behind a desk looking serious, like, you might want to sit down for this. Something came up on your anal probe. They'll be like, it looks like you have prostate cancer. And chlamydia, that's on us. Stardust forgot to sterilize the probing wand. We're sorry about that. Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I'm middle-aged now. I don't know if a lot of you guys are younger, it looks like. Some of you guys look like you might be old enough to know about this, but just to back up a little bit, when I was a kid, I remember my first sports physical, like maybe 3rd grade or whatever, had to drop my pants and turn my head and cough. And I naively thought that was the most awkward a doctor visit was ever going to be in my life. Then I hit middle age. First time I'm in the doctor's office, just leaned over on that chair thinking, if this is a digital rectal exam, I'd hate to see what the old analog version was. Then I thought about how analog spelled. So, yeah, all the times I was afraid of alien abductions and I should have been afraid of doctors. I didn't. Oh, man. What else is there? Any parents? Any of you guys parents? Yeah. You guys have teenagers? Anybody? Yeah. I've got 2 boys and a girl, and my boys are way into sports, so I try to be supportive. So I go to their games, try to be encouraging, but like my son had a basketball game just a few weeks ago. They lost like 62-10. How do you find something encouraging to say after that? I figured it was as good a time as any to tell him he's adopted. So, now before you judge me, you guys should know my kids have always known they're adopted. I just wanted all the other parents to hear it, so now you can judge me. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm the best parent. I try, but like my youngest, he's a teenager now, but when he was little, he wasn't a strong swimmer, so I always had to be careful around water. But as I do, sometimes my attention wanders, and one time we're at a lake and he falls off the end of a dock, and I'm 20 feet away, so he's all the way under by the time I get there. But I was able to pull him out and stick him in a bag of rice, so it was fine. I got him out the next day, and he remembered our phone number. It was cool, so it was fine. I tell that joke, but in reality, like if my phone gets wet, I refuse to put it in a bag of rice, just because I happen to know for a fact it was made in China, and that feels racist. I'm not going to do that. Come on, people, this is Indiana. If my phone gets wet, it's going in a bag of feed corn. When I take it out in the morning, it's going to be a tablet. Take me all day to get those Fox News apps off of it, though. What else is there to talk about? I used to work for a church, believe it or not. Yeah, that was interesting. Like, I don't know, I hate to like pile on with stereotypes, but they really were pretty hypocritical, because like I'm familiar with the Bible, and like when Jesus turned water into wine, it was considered a sign of his divinity and his first miracle. But when I'm working at the church and they find vodka in my water bottle, it's considered a sign of a serious problem and my first written warning. So, bunch of hypocrites, I tell you. And I never could understand, like, I've read the Bible actually all the way through more than once. And you guys can check me on this, but like everyone talks about homosexuality in the church, but it turns out if you read the New Testament, Jesus mentioned homosexuality the same exact number of times as he talked about the new iPhone 10. So clearly wasn't his top priority, but they like to go Old Testament though. They got Leviticus. They're like, oh, in Leviticus it says it's an abomination. And you can check me on this too. The very next chapter it says it's just as bad to wear clothing woven from 2 different kinds of fibers. So according to Leviticus, that Kohl's catalog you got in the mail this week, you might as well be gay porn. And could you imagine if like the Westboro Baptist Church took that verse seriously? You know, they're out protesting funerals, signs that say, God hates a cotton poly blend. Because it makes them sound kind of gay. Oh. Let's see. I don't know what else to talk. I forgot it when I was talking about my kids earlier. Like I spent a lot of time at high school basketball games, but it's made me realize how much things have changed since I was in high school. Like I was at a game a few weeks ago, and right before halftime, they made this big announcement: we should come out the following Friday because the varsity cheerleaders were having their first cornhole fundraiser. I know. When I was in high school, we couldn't even have a kissing booth. I don't know what they do these days at school. I remember, I thought I was ahead of the curve when I was when I was younger, and I got sent to the principal's office to get a spanking. They did corporal punishment back then. I figured out how to get out of it though. Like I just bend over, let the principal get one whack in, and then I turn around and say, "Hey, can you choke me a little bit while you do that?" It got so awkward I didn't get any more. That was it. So that was fun. Oh. Well, I don't need to be up here too much longer, but I do want to talk one last thing. I have a real problem with my phone's autocorrect. I don't know if you guys have. Like it changes things. Sometimes I spell the word correctly that I mean to use, and it changes it. And like my autocorrect's always messing me up. But the worst was I had an intern at work last summer. Worked with her really closely. Lovely young girl from one of the local colleges. But on her last day, I was in meetings off-site all day, so I didn't get to say goodbye to her. So I figured I'd just send her a text. What I meant to type was, it was great working with you, good luck back at college. But my stupid phone auto-corrected it to a picture of my penis, so just can't win. All right, you guys ready for your next comedian?